And with that, it's go time for the Mets and the Cardinals. These two teams meeting for the 14th time this season. Palm Beach still leads the season series 8-5. Mets won the first 4 games of the season series. Palm Beach won the next 8. And the Mets won last night. So the Mets now trying to start a streak in what's been a very streaky season series. And again, the Mets, with a win tonight, can tie Palm Beach for first place in the second half. Mets have already won the first half. Palm Beach has been in first place alone in the second half each day. Big part of that was getting off to a 3-0 start by beating the Mets 3 straight times to begin the second half. Here's a look at Mike Montgomery. Came up with the Royals. Eventually made it to the Cubs. Back to the Royals. Mets signed him last year, released him, pitched in AAA Scranton-Wilkes-Barre, the Yankees organization. Mets signed him again this offseason, assigned him to Syracuse, where he pitched in 12 games, went 1-7, with 6.90 ERA, and landed on the injured list, now trying to work his way back up to AAA. This is rehab appearance number 2 for Montgomery. He will be followed by another minor league rehabber, Harold Gonzalez, our old buddy from 2018. Coming off of Tommy John surgery, will be active. He is active. He'll follow Montgomery, and we also expect Christian Scott to pitch tonight. He has been activated off the 7-day IL. So some fresh arms for the Mets tonight, beginning with Montgomery, who we'll see how long he goes. He pitched an inning and a third last time out. Looking to go a little bit further today. Leading off is Lisandro Espinosa, the number 30 prospect for the Cardinals. I like this Cardinals uniform. I like the navy blue top, the gray pants, red helmet. Good alternate. The PB in white on the left chest and the red bird. First pitch from Montgomery on the way. It's a fastball low, and we're underway. First pitch at 6:12, 93 degrees and hazy at Clover Park tonight. Thanks for coming along. Let's make it a good one. Montgomery's next pitch right over, or a strike at 88. New umpire today, Robert Ginther III, promoted from the Arizona Complex League, not calling his own balls and strikes. Welcome to the FSL. And the robo-ump does the work for you. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball, and it's 1-2. And another swing and a miss on a curve, and Montgomery strikes out Espinosa to begin this rehab start.
Nice work in the opening at bat there. Montgomery setting up the inside corner. Got him out in front, Espinosa, and down he goes on strikes.
Jeremy Rivas next. Hitting .256 with no homers and 23 driven in. Montgomery, the slow delivery, and the curveball is pretty right out of the gate. Another one painted inside corner at 75. Oh, 1 pitch. Changeup fouled away. Rivas yesterday went 1 for 5. Adding second in the lineup. Also reached on a error. First 6 batters for the Cardinals have not changed from last night. Rivas batting second, Francisco next, then McKeithen, Chamberlain, and Romeri. Bottom of the order juggled a little, but pretty standard for 2 straight days. There's a bouncing ball out to the third baseman Guerrera. Sets for a bad throw. Throws it away. He's had a few hiccups at the hot corner with the throws, Justin Guerrera, and that's a tough one because it was an easy play. Got the easy ground ball, had all the time in the world to set and throw, and I believe the term is goosed it. Mets defense has backslid a little bit coming out of the break. They, for a while, were first and tied for first in the league in fielding percentage, but now dipped to a tie for third, and that error Might drop them to middle of the pack in the league. Now here is Thomas Francisco lefty-lefty matchup, and he throws Montgomery a ball low. High bouncer foul over by the rolled up tarp, which we expect to stay rolled up for the rest of the week. Battled with it yesterday a couple of times, but weather just going to be hot and dry the remainder of the week, it looks like. 1-1 on Francisco. Yesterday, 1 for 3, a double and a walk. He swings and misses at this off-speed pitch. And it's 1-2.
Montgomery ahead in the count once again. Tried to work the curveball in the last two-strike counts. Let's see if he goes back to it here.
It's a ground ball foul to first again. Just pulling that change up. Rolling it over. Montgomery throwing more strikes today than he did the onset of his start against the Jupiter Hammerheads on Friday. That's an encouraging sign. Former big leaguer, you expect him to be able to make some adjustments mechanically, throw more strikes at the single A level. A 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed the fastball. Got it right by the bat of Francisco. First fastball of the at-bat. Francisco was late.
You know he surprised him with that one, Adam. 88 miles an hour, right over the plate. Definitely a hittable pitch. Francisco could not be expecting that one there.
2 strikeouts and an error. Montgomery trying to finish off a scoreless first, facing Aaron McKeith in the DH. Starts him the curveball for a strike. He's got that curve working early today. Sitting right at 75 miles per hour. And change up low. Ball and a strike. Rivas over there at first base really hasn't done much shifting around. Looks like he's content to stay put. He has stolen 8 bases this season, but he doesn't appear all that comfortable with Montgomery, the lefty. This curveball inside, 2 balls and a strike on McKeithen. McKeithen, a known Mets killer this year. Didn't have a great game yesterday, went 0 for 4 with the strikeout.
I think they're going to say that last pitch hit him, Adam.
Oh. More on McKeithen next time. First and second, and Matt Chamberlain will hit, so another lefty. So misfire by Montgomery, but now he gets that lefty-lefty matchup and throws a changeup right across the top of the zone for strike 1. Oh, 1 slow curve, too high. Montgomery, 33 years old. Mission Hill, California. Compensation round pick by the Royals way back in 2008. This ball is rolled foul. Oh, he's been a professional baseball player his whole adult life. Looking to finish off the Cardinals on this pitch. And check swing on appeal. Connor McKenna said no.
Good way to hold off there by Chamberlain. You could see him leaning, wanting that pitch off the outside part of the plate. But good eye. Earns himself another pitch.
2-2, and he swings and misses ahead of the changeup. Oh, Montgomery 3 strikeouts in the first inning. Works around the error by Guerrero and the hit batter. Off to a good start. Better than on Friday. Mets will get their second look this season at the outstanding Tink Hence when we come back for the bottom of the first.
Leading off for the Mets, number 21.
Leading off for the Mets is Omar De Los Santos. Take on Tink Hence. Hence from Watson Chapel, Arkansas, just 19 years old. Pitched last year, the FCL Cardinals. Has made a great jump to single A Palm Beach, and he begins his night with a fastball that's fouled back at 95. Fastball's got a lot of life coming from the lower arm slot. Be a tough task for the Mets. See if they can rise to the occasion. This fastball outside at 96. Again, no team has had a much success against Tink Hence this season, but the team that's had the most, the Mets. And this one's popped up out of play. Now in that game back on June 22nd, Hence hit a batter, walked 2, so a lot of what happened against him self-inflicted. This is maybe the best position player in the league versus the best pitcher in the league right now. So we'll enjoy this matchup as Omar takes a pitch up high. Omar scuffling a bit out of the All-Star break, but did reach base twice yesterday on a single and a hit by pitch. 2-2, and he foul tips this fastball for strike 3. That one, John, at 98 miles an hour.
Absolutely torched his way through that at bat. Tink Hence making Omar De Los Santos look silly. And like you said, that is a tall order. Omar, the toolsiest player right now in the FSL, blew him away there.
William Lugo next. He fouls off the off-speed pitch at 81. And now we also have strength on strength. The red-hot Lugo is 5 for 14 with 2 home runs out of the break. And he gets underneath this one and pulls it to foul ground out towards Mora. Sander Mora makes the catch on the warning track. 2 quick outs for Hence. And Junior Tinlin will bat with nobody on base. Fastball, low and in. Ooh, a strike. Remember, it's not exactly how the catcher presents it. Catches it. It does it cross that 2-dimensional plane in the middle of the plate. As this pitch is a curveball outside, 1-1. And this curveball hit into right center field. On the move is Chamberlain. He's got it. And the Mets go quietly and quickly against Tink Hence in the bottom of the first. No score as we go to the second. You were listening to the St. Lucie Mets Baseball Network and watching on MILB TV. Mike Montgomery out for inning number 2. When the Mets signed him, it was on a minor league deal. So this is not a major league rehab, despite Montgomery having plenty of major league experience. Actual minor leaguer. Still getting used to the fact as he dumps in a curveball to a strike, Patrick Mary, that we have what they call minor league rehabbers. It was not the case when the Mets were an advanced A club for over 30 years. Here's a high bouncer to Guerrero that's going to clear him and get into shallow left. Good stop by Tillian, but no play to be made anywhere. So Guerrero tried to climb the ladder, but Romeri bounces the infield single and a single into left field. That's a few big bouncers that the Cardinals have hit so far. That's a good sign for Montgomery as your opponent's pounding the ball into the dirt. It's the first hit of the game, and now Leo Bernal, the catcher, switch hitter bats. He will take fastball inside for ball 1.
And Montgomery not scheduled to go more than 2 innings tonight. You know he wants to make the most of his time out there on the mound. Certainly can't blame him for that hit. He's made the pitch he wanted. Just a little bad luck there.
1-0 pitch. Catches the outside corner, 84. Little cut fastball. Romeri, pretty good sized lead off of first base, but leaning back towards first. Swing and a miss on the changeup, and it's 1-2 on Bernal. Bernal did not play yesterday. Sitting .250 with 3 home runs and 17 driven in. And he gets a piece of this pitch to stay alive, the curveball. Just enough.
Looks like that one caught a piece of Brady Smith as well. It looks to be okay.
Ball in, 2 strikes. This curveball missed down and in. Let's look at Romeri, who homered yesterday. That low squat, he's going to be caught in a rundown. Lugo's throw up to second base. Oh, too late. Now, Lugo and the second baseman, Warren Saunders, clearly not on the same page. Warren Saunders pounding himself in the chest saying, throw it to me. And Lugo's got his hands in the air. So that's another mistake on the Mets defense. That's not going to be an error, but Guerrera error in the first inning, and now it should have been a simple pickoff caught stealing in the second inning. Goes as a stolen base instead for Romeri. 2-2 on Bernal, who grounds one out to Saunders, who quickly whips it to first, and Bernal is retired.
It's nice work by Montgomery to get Bernal there, but big-time miscommunication by the Mets on the previous play. Absolutely no excuse between Lugo and Saunders. Really, it's Lugo who should have made the throw to second. Saunders appropriately covering on the play. The throw would have been there in plenty of time, but it found its way to Junior Tillian. And now Palm Beach with a man on third, threatening with 1 out.
Instead of 2 outs and nobody on, like John, you said, a runner at third base, and now Montgomery throws this one low to Sander Mora. You know, sometimes I do think about this when there's a rehabber on the mound that, you know, if it's 1, 2, 3 every inning, you know, what are they really gaining other than, you know, just throwing a ball? Here's a grounder to short. Good pick by Tillian. Good throw to first as well. Drawn in infield works as Sander Mora can't get the run in.
Really nice job by Tillian on the short hop, able to pick it cleanly and make a clean throw. But looking the runner back to third was the key on that play, preventing the run from scoring.
What's even more impressive, I think he turned his head and looked at third before he actually had the ball. Not something you probably want to do. It was close.
We'll call it same time, but very, very close.
Here's a fly into deep right center on the move. 2 Mets. Who wants it? Who got it? It's Dominguez. Makes the catch. Some tense moments there in the second inning. And after that, Norlene Moquette flies out. Dangerous. Communication issues for the Mets defense. But at the end of 2 innings in the field, they have not given up a run. No bat against Tink Hence in the bottom of the second when we return. Tink Hence only threw 10 pitches in a perfect first. He's back to work into second against Carlos Dominguez. So power on power here. And Dominguez will take that curveball, 79, very sharp pitch for a strike. Boy, you see, John, the difference between the curveballs and Montgomery and Hence. It's the same classified pitch, but coming at you 2 different ways. One sharp, downward breaking bite. The other one from Montgomery, more of a sweeper. How do they do it?
Another breaking pitch there from Tink. And the torque these guys put on the baseball is something to be believed, Adam, because the spin rate they're generating now in 2022 just defies logic.
Give me some spin rate here. Previous pitch, that breaker was a a slider, which Hence doesn't throw a bunch of. 3-1 pitch too high. He's lost Dominguez. First curveball, which had the good bite on it at 79 miles an hour. 2187 in RPMs.
Sorry, go ahead.
Mets have their first base runner. That's probably not nearly as interesting what you were going to say.
Well, I want to say that I like that at bat from Carlos Dominguez leading off this inning. Someone who's had struggles at the plate, especially with his strikeouts, able to work a 5-pitch walk there and get on for his team. And he has been dangerous on the base pass as well. He's been taking off lately.
He had a stolen base yesterday. He did. The 8th inning. Guerrera takes this pitch inside. Well, remember, John, what the Mets did yesterday? Their first inning at the plate against Hansel Rincon, making his Florida State League debut, they only saw 8 pitches. And then they took 3 walks in a row against Rincon in the second inning and knocked him out. So that's the formula that's worked for the Mets yesterday, at least. I think Tink Hence is going to throw a few more strikes than Rincon did in this inning. But still, you see a patient approach from the first 2 hitters. Big swing on a fastball at 95. Evens the count 2-2. Mentioning the speed of Dominguez over on first base. He does have 13 steals on the season. Second most on the team for active players. Behind, of course, De Los Santos and his 48. There's Carlos flopping back in. Ramirez, before his promotion on July 4th, ended up with 17 steals. 14 in the month of June. Dominguez running. Pitches a ball. No, called third strike. Throw to second. Not going to be in time. The wait a tick for the robo-ump to make that call. Guerrera takes a called third strike for the first out of the inning, but it is not a strike him out, throw him out, as Dominguez is able to swipe the base. Here's another look at the pitch and the throw.
Outstanding jump by Dominguez. He was clearly in most of the way there. No problem as he able to hang on with his left foot before he overslid. But Guerrera down on strikes, but the Mets still have man on second with 1 out.
It's a good throw by Bernal. There's a roller on a curveball foul by Baracierta. Raul yesterday on a couple of times. Scored both times. No hits, though. A walk and a fielder's choice. No score in this one. Runner on second, 1 out in the second inning. Another curveball, fouled away as Baracierta steps in the bucket there, tried to turn on it.
Hence tried to come inside on Baracierta. Thought he caught a hanger there as that one did not break down, but Baracierta just a bit too early. Waits a little bit more on that one. He might send that one a long way.
Does have 7 home runs on the season. Hitting .286. And he foul tips this slider for strike 3. So that slide piece, Hence doesn't use a lot. He's veiled it a couple of times tonight at good opportunities. And Hence's 3rd strikeout. Trying to pitch around the leadoff walk. Dominguez still out there on second, and Warren Saunders gets his first step out of the series after sitting yesterday. And he swings over the top of this pitch for strike 1. There's a look at the pie slice out there at second base. Infielders beware, don't go in there. Not until the pitch is thrown, at least. Called strike at the knees at 97. Boy, tough pitch if you're a hitter. Tink Hence is the 9th rated Cardinals prospect, according to MLB Pipeline. Might be rising up the ladder here. There's a fly out of play to the right. Saunders gets enough to stay alive.
Speaking of rising up the ladder, did you hear the news from the Mets organization today, Adam? Regarding
Francisco
prospects.
Alvarez,
Yes, indeed.
number 1, baby.
The number 1 prospect in all of baseball, according to Baseball America.
0-2 pitch is popped up into shallow right. 3 players converging. Espinoza calls for it. The second baseman puts it away. That ends the inning. So Hence gets Saunders to pop out, stranding Dominguez on second. We played 2 scoreless innings here at Clover Park. Looks like Montgomery's coming back to work for the top of the third. Montgomery's at least going to start this inning. Not sure he's going to finish it, as Daniel Juarez, a Mets lefty in the bullpen, was throwing during the bottom of the second. This will be the second time through the order for the Cardinals, beginning with Lisandro Espinoza, who struck out swinging against Montgomery in the first to start the game. Montgomery begins him with the fastball at 87 for a strike. Encouraging, John, that Montgomery, he's picking corners and keeping the ball at the knees, at the letters. He really has not missed anything right over the middle of the plate. He's not on purpose. And by accident, I mean. It just appears very sharp at the moment.
Certainly does, as he pours another one in there for a swinging strike. But he has located very well, and the only hit against him so far was some good luck. Ball just looked like it bounced just in front of the plate.
1-2 pitch, the slow curve. That rings up Espinoza.
He lulled him to sleep with that curveball. Another man goes down on strikes. Montgomery really on fire right now.
You see the earpiece in the right ear of Robert Ginther. That's where he hears that little Siri voice say ball or strike on every pitch. New for him, as they did not have that in the Arizona Complex League, but the high strike is not really friendly with this automated ball strike system, the way the zone is. So to be able to pick right at the top of that, very impressive. Here's a ground ball. Diving is Guerrero, but it's past him, a base hit for Rivas.
Number 12, first baseman.
That one just out of the reach of a rangy Justin Guerrero. He has not struggled fielding, though he has obviously with his throwing. But that time, bested by Rivas.
Looks like that's going to be it for Montgomery. Robbie Robinson, Mets manager, be entering your screen on the right momentarily. Well, Montgomery, 37 pitches, 2 1/3 innings. Much, much sharper than he was on Friday down the road in Jupiter. We'll see if he continues his rehab assignment for St. Lucie or he goes onward and upward. But now it's going to be a pitching change. Montgomery leaves. Another lefty, Juarez, coming in for St. Lucie. And John DiStefano on this hot and hazy Wednesday at Clover Park. A runner on first and 1 out. Daniel Juarez, the lefty, new pitcher in the game, facing lefty Thomas Francisco. And immediately there will be a pickoff throw, and not in time to get Rivas. Francisco, a strikeout against Montgomery in the first. Whereas the pitch is floated foul, that won't go back and over the roof. Or strike 1. Juarez left the Mets. We'll go back to Venezuela to handle some personal things in that Daytona series. Activated off the temporarily inactive list. Time to start in that Jupiter series as this ball's fouled away. Had a good season. 20 games, a 2.35 ERA, 46 strikeouts in 31 innings. And a favorable matchup as he comes into the game to face Francisco. Oh, 2. That one slugged into deep left field. Bear Cierta on the move, backing up, reaching up, makes the catch. Raul Bear Cierta, people forget, coming up through the Mets system until this year, he was an outfielder. So despite only playing a handful of games recently here for the Mets in the outfield. He's handled the glove in the outfield just fine. That's out number 2. And up comes McKeithen. Wind is blowing out to left today. Pretty good breeze, but that ball didn't carry like it looked like it would off the bat. Another pickoff throw. Rivas is safe. And change up outside. Juarez on Sunday pitched just 1 inning in the Mets' 8-3 win over Jupiter. Got a hold. Runner goes. Pitches outside. Brady Smith's throw to second. High. The tag. Got him. Whoa. I don't know if Warren Saunders actually made the tag. We need to see that again if we can. Rivas thought he was safe. Throw was on time but high. Yeah, here's another look. Rivas seemed stunned that he was out. Oh, I don't know. Well, John, we looked at that replay. We slowed it down multiple times during the break. The tag, I don't think he was out unless if we had a backside angle. And maybe you can tell, but from where the umpire was, I don't see how he could see that. But it looked like Saunders missed the tag, made the tag after the foot was there. Either way, inning over. Eduardo Salazar grounds out quickly against Tink Hence. And Hence, through 8 batters, has not allowed a hit. Sandro Mora gets that out.
Just to go back to that steal really quickly, usually on calls that are that close, you know, you don't mind if they're missed because you just stick with the call, whatever the call is, it's right either way. But on that play, I don't see a tag at all, and I would have to say that the runner is safe, but without the benefit of replay, you just have to live with it and move on.
Goes back to something I learned a long time ago in the minor leagues. If the throw is there ahead of the base runner, the call is usually going to be out. The throw is there. The throw was there. A little high, but the throw certainly beat the runner Rivas to the bag. So
we have absolutely seen examples of throws just like that here at Clover Park and called the exact same way.
And we've seen throws beat runners. Runners make great tags and are slides and are called safe. And the defensive team gets very upset because the throw was there. And how can you see it if you're an umpire without the replay? But I think they missed one there. Here's a line drive. 1 hop, nice stab. The run to first in time by Francisco. That retires Brady Smith, who was bidding for the Mets' first hit against Hence. Great diving play. Like a possible soft line drive into right. Robbed.
Brilliant job there by Francisco. 1 hop to him. Quick reaction. Able to stab it and make a clean run back to the base right in time.
Yeah, good decision also taking himself, not push himself up, rush a bad throw against Smith, who's not the swiftest of foot on the team. So Tink Hence doing his thing, trying to go 3 hitless innings. Only 1 man reached base the first time through the lineup for the Mets. That was Dominguez on the walk. There's another example of catcher not exactly framing that pitch correctly, but getting the strike call anyways with the ABS system. Another one low. See Omar raise his hand to his helmet. Do you think he was trying to challenge? Forget what day it is? Challenge system comes back tomorrow. For inquiring minds. 2-2 pitch swung on and missed in the dirt. The slider. Maybe the curve, one of the two, but Omar De Los Santos strikes out. Tink Hence, 4 strikeouts through 3 hitless innings. Lowering that ERA, that's hard to do. Came in at 0.99. He played 3 scoreless at Clover Park tonight. Pitcher's duel with multiple guys in the mound for the Mets. Let's look at Harold Gonzalez, one of our favorites over the years for the St. Lucie Mets. Very likable young man, Harold Gonzalez, 27 years old, from Santo Domingo in the Dominican. 6 foot, 160 pounds. On minor league rehab assignment. After pitching, not being able to pitch last year due to Tommy John surgery. Last pitch for Syracuse, 2019. He's got a major league invite before he was knocked out due to long-term injury. Trying to work his way back up the ladder. He begins the rehab assignment with St. Lucie. He faces Aaron McKeithen. Gonzalez throws this fastball for a strike. Harold was a St. Lucie Met, a terrific St. Lucie Met, in 2018. 13 games, 12 starts, a 2.82 ERA. Loved his curveball. He throws this one low. Just a 1-6 record, so a tough luck pitcher. Then he went 0-9 in Binghamton in 9 starts. I talk about some tough luck. Then having a really good 2019 campaign as this pitch misses. 2020, no minor league season. 2021, out for the season with injury, so certainly a long road back for Gonzalez as he throws this one away. And it's 3-1 on McKeithen. A foul on a fastball at 90. Harold was never a hard thrower, and he was crafty. And good off-speed pitches. 3-2 pitch, and that one's hit deep into the corner by McKeithen. A one hopper off the wall. McKeithen got a hustle for 2. Here comes the throw. I'll be a little late. Ooh, close. Closer than expected. Long-range throw from Bercierta. McKeithen booking it up to second base with a leadoff double.
Don't tell Raul Bercierta he's not used to playing left field. That was a cannon. It almost made that play very, very close at second when it probably shouldn't have been.
And McKeithen had to hustle into second and then had to avoid sliding off the base. The Cardinals have threatened, but they have not scored in the first 3 innings. And they had a runner on third base, 1 out in the second. Couldn't plate him. There's a swing and a miss by Chamberlain. Had that changeup. Gonzalez, changeup outside. Montgomery in his rehab assignment, an inning in, or 2 1/3, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and 4 strikeouts. 37 pitches. Juarez cleaned up the rest of the inning, getting a fly out and the caught stealing. And there's a fastball too high. Mets as a team right now are kind of in that odd spot where they have 3 rehabbing pitchers on the roster. And look, it's always a toss-up with these rehab guys. They trying to work their way back to full health. They're not, in mid-season form, so to speak. As a look out, Mr. Octave. Hard shot towards the substitute manager and third base coach and hitting coach, Kadeem Octave. Kadeem's got a lot of duties this week. Doesn't need to add getting hit with the foul ball to one of those. 2-2 on Chamberlain. Change up too high, and it's back-to-back full count. So point being is, you can't expect Harold to jump in and be razor sharp. And as for the rest of the Mets team, they just kind of have to roll with however these rehabbers perform. 3-2 pitch, and that one's pulled into right center field. That will bounce in for a base hit. Back-to-back hits against Gonzalez to start this rehab assignment. McKeithen had to hold to see if it would be caught. Well, he just tracks down to third. And runners at the corners with nobody out. Good chance for Palm Beach to get on the board here.
It was a nice job by Chamberlain going the other way on that off-speed pitch. Gonzalez tried to get him out in front, but good eye there, pushing it into right field. Now runners at the corners and nobody down for the Cardinals.
Romeri already has a hit tonight, and there's the curveball for the first time. Slow breaker at 73, right at the top of the strike zone.
Gonzalez going to have to bear down here. Try to keep runs off the board.
Oh, 1. Change up outside.
And not the spot he envisioned himself being in when he took the mound earlier this inning. But like you said, Adam, after so much time off, not a lot can possibly be expected for someone who's missed nearly 2 full seasons.
Runner goes, pitches a ball low. Brady Smith's going to throw up to second. It's into center field. And this is going to bring home McKeithen from third. He scores, and it's 1-0 Cardinals. Warren Saunders, he thought he had it, and he would have had it caught stealing. He didn't quite reach out far enough to make the catch. It was another, pretty good throw by Brady Smith, just the reach not there. And by Saunders. We're kind of tailing away from Warren. He was trying to hold his position on the second base bag. And maybe on second thought he should have come off, made the catch, secured the ball. Even if he doesn't get the out at second, would have at least held McKeithen. So it's another error. The Mets kicking the ball around tonight and in this series. A stolen base for Chamberlain, and then the E2 throwing error on Brady Smith brings home McKeithen. Mets' second error of the game and their 4th error already in this series. There's a pop-up out of play. To wonder at what point do the Mets start getting somebody raiding the bullpen, as Gonzalez on this rehab start has thrown 15 pitches and has not gotten an out yet. The Mets racing Santos down to the bullpen, windmilling his arms around and stretching out his legs, probably not that far from going to the bullpen mound. Here's a fly ball, deep left field by Romeri, and he has left the yard. A long 2-run homer for Patrick Romeri. His 4th of the season. He's now homered in both games in this series, and that makes it 3-0 Palm Beach.
Big time shot there by Romeri. Had a ball over the plate that he could handle. Drove it into left field, and that was all she wrote. 3-0 Cardinals. And the Mets looking for answers right now, as they have scored all 3 in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, that's life as a single-A team with minor league rehabbers. First, and here's a hard ground ball right to Lugo, who takes it himself, and that gets Bernal. The first 3 batters that Harold Gonzalez faces, double, single, 3-run homer. So, shaky, rusty start. Needed that out right there and got it. Even that was hard hit.
That's right. All 4 balls in play by the Cardinals have been hit sharply. McKeithen starting it off by making the most of his newfound at-bat here in the 4th. Things have not gotten better for Gonzalez since.
Sander Moore with the foul straight back. Well, Statcast it up for Patrick Romeri. It's actually his 5th home run. This ball's grounded deep to third. That's going to go foul. Rare giving a lunge, but it was foul. Exit velocity on Romeri's home run was 105. Launch angle 24 degrees. It went 410 feet, and that is a shot. No doubt about it. Came on a cut fastball at 86 miles per hour. That was located Ooh, right down the middle. This pitch, change up low, 1-2. A high bouncer to Guerrero. Another chance for a good throw. High. Lugo does land on the base, just in the nick of time. Now, Lugo not taking any chances on the high throw, jumped up to ensure that he caught it. Justin Guerrero could use one of those, John, where he actually just throws and hits Lugo right in the chest just to get feeling good again about those throws. He's had one that was way offline and that one narrow. But the last two batters have been retired. Now Gonzalez has a chance to get through the fourth inning, retiring 3 straight. And it's Darlene Moquette who flew out to right field in the second. Fastball high, 2 balls and no strikes. Moquette hits one back over the mound. Here's Tillian into the pie slice, throws to first and gets the out. Good defensive work by Junior Tillian on that play. So obviously a shaky start for Gonzalez, but he can hang his hat on the fact that he got the final 3. But an error and a 2-run homer have provided the Cardinals a 3-0 lead in the middle of the fourth. You are listening to the St. Lucie Mets Baseball Network and watching on MILB TV. Mets with some work to do. Down 3. Mets played from ahead all yesterday, up 6-0 in the first. Mets led the entire way basically on Sunday. It's been since Saturday, the last time they were behind in a game. William Lugo takes this breaking ball from Tink Hence low. And somehow the Mets have to try to scrape something across against Hence or knock him out of the game, but try to survive the best they can. See if maybe they can't get to the Cardinals' bullpen. Mets still without a hit. 1 base runner. And there's a fastball swung through and missed at 95. Hence bringing the cheese tonight. Lugo climbs ladder. Swings to that fastball 2-2. Hence has gotten a couple of those swings. Pitches way up high. Now Lugo, a line drive, deep right field. That one's going to land on the warning track and bounce right into the berm for a ground rule double. Mets have their first hit of the night and a good start to the bottom of the fourth inning. And once again, it's William Lugo.
Tear continues for the big man. William Lugo torches that one into right field for the double. Hence had him set up on the outside corner, but Lugo, wise to that one, said not this time, and deposited it into right field. Now standing on second with nobody out for the Mets.
3 doubles and 2 home runs in his last 4 games. See if the Junior Tillian can advance him over to third or drive him in. Breaking ball popped out of play. And not unexpected, but the Cardinals do have a reliever throwing in the bullpen. Again, Tink Hence, his max outing this year, innings-wise, 4 innings. Last time out, July 13th. He's in the fourth with no out now, and he hits a ground ball foul. That a Tillian. Oh, 0-2 pitch, Tillian. Line drive, caught and dropped by Mora? No, it's caught. He tried to sell it as a drop so he could double off Lugo. That was on him quick, right in the hip, right? Mora had very challenging ground balls down the line yesterday. This line drive nearly eats him up. Spun him around like a top, but he had it on the fly. Two well-hit balls, though, by the Mets. Lugo double. Tillian gets it 5 feet right or left of Mora. Maybe has a hit. Now here is Carlos Dominguez flipping one straight back at 95.
Another inside fastball from Hence. He's been trying to keep the Mets right-handers honest by pushing them inside, trying to keep them off the plate.
0-1 breaking ball. That one's grounded deep to third. That's a fair ball and past Mora in the Mets bullpen. Lugo is going to score. Dominguez will stop at second. A wide turn there. He's got an RBI double, and the Mets have an answer in the bottom of the fourth. Makes it 3-1. Couple of doubles in the span of 3 batters.
You love to see it. Mr. Power himself, the league leader in home runs, Carlos Dominguez, with another extra base hit on his season, driving in a run and narrowing the gap to just 2 for the Cardinals. The Mets, with just 1 out, have another man on second. They'll bring juicy Justin Guerrero to the plate.
It's only the 4th earned run allowed by Hence in 30 innings. 3 have been against the Mets. And Guerrero keep it going. He struck out looking on a high fastball in the second. He's the tying run, and he is busted inside with ball 1. Looks like Brian Pope, right-handed reliever, is the one who's going to come in and replace Hence. Not now. We will have a mound visit. This one from Hayes, the pitching coach, as Hence gets the mid-at-bat mound visit.
Just want to get a little extra time for their reliever in the pen to warm. But this will be likely Hence's last batter, regardless of the outcome.
Well, again, Hence pitched on July 13th. That was the series prior to the All-Star break. Then had to sit the 4 All-Star break games and did not pitch in the series up in Daytona when Palm Beach came out of the break. So wondering if he's maybe just a tad out of rhythm. But I can't say that. He threw 3 no-hit innings. It's just good hitting by the Mets, who are getting a look at him second time around. Hence ERA entering the night 0.99. He had it to 0.89 coming into the inning. Now it sits at 1.17 real time. Mound visit over. Guerrero waits on the 1-0. Oh, trying to steal third, and that's going to be an out. Dominguez caught stealing third base. Got a pretty good jump. Well, that's just a short throw from the catcher Bernal. We had a good throw to second. Not quite in time to get Dominguez last time he reached. That will stifle any Mets momentum. That's a gamble by Dominguez. Already in scoring position. If he gets to third, a fly ball could bring him in. There's a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
Definitely a gamble there by the Mets, perhaps an understandable one with a good base stealer. But Dominguez, with a good jump, couldn't beat a very good throw from Bernal. He was cut down at third.
That's the thing about the thought to steal it is if, Hence he throws 95, he throws it in the strike zone. And if it was a breaking ball and Dominguez was out, imagine if it would have been a fastball and the throw, he would have been out by 10 feet. So I'm not sure he was the pitcher to do that against. You understand the thought process. As this ball is popped up in foul ground, this one will reach the stands on a bounce off the dugout. Again, you understand the thought process. Get to third with 1 out and get a sac fly, a ground ball brings you in. But it's you got a good catcher. You got a good battery of Hence and Bernal. It's 3-2 pitch to Guerrero, and he will be tied up. He went around, didn't he? On appeal? Nope. Called right there at the plate. Guerrero strikes out. But the Mets get a couple of doubles from Lugo and Dominguez. They're on the board. 3-1 Cardinals lead as we move to the 5th inning. You are listening to the St. Lucie Mets Baseball Network and watching on MILB TV. Harold Gonzalez returns to the mound for the 5th. So the first 3 batters he faced in the 4th all reached and scored. Now here's a ground ball foul to Guerrero from Lisandro Espinosa, but Gonzalez did retire the final 3, the bottom of the order for the Cardinals. Another situation where he might not get through the entire inning as Rayson Santos is throwing in the Mets bullpen, much like Morris was pitching while Montgomery was dealing. And swinging a miss on a curveball. 0-2 to Espinosa, who's already struck out twice today. Make it 3 times. Gonzalez gets him diving on the changeup. Harold picks up his first strikeout. Now retired 4 straight.
Both leadoff hitters struggling today for each team. Combined 5 strikeouts.
One of the reasons I think we went through 3 scoreless innings. Well, the Mets are going to get Harold Gonzalez out on a positive note. Here comes Robbie Robinson to make the pitching change. So welcome back to the fold, Harold Gonzalez. Not the beginning he wanted, but finished strong. Long road back. A lot of hard work, a lot of lonely days in the training room and the backfields. Gets on the mound in uniform tonight. Good to see him back. Good guy. Wish him the best. Probably see him next week. And let's stay home to face Daytona. Rayson Santos coming in to face Rivas. 1 out. And the 5th, it's 3-1 Cardinals. Rayson Santos pitching for the Mets now. Nobody on base. 1 down and automatic ball called on Rayson for not being ready with the pitch clock. So this is something, again, that the new umpire Robert Ginther's got to deal with. Pitch clock, pie slice, challenges, automatic strike zone. They didn't all have that in the Arizona Complex League. Not that I know of. Well, the 1-0 pitch is grounded right to Lugo at first, and he will retire Rivas. So the auto ball doesn't matter. 2 down. Relief appearance number 9 for Rayson this year with St. Lucie. Started the season in Brooklyn, struggled, demoted down. He's been okay since he's come back. A couple of rough outings, but coming off of a good performance on Sunday in Jupiter. Got the last 3 outs to end the game. Uneventful. Throw his ball went inside to Thomas Francisco. The 1-0. Good slider. Strike on the inside corner. A 1-1 pitch, and that's hit pretty well to right field. Dominguez going back. He's spinning around at the track, and he's got it. Back of the track, makes the catch. And Thomas Francisco falls just short of a home run. Out number 3 ends the top of the 5th at the halfway point. Mets down 3-1 to the Redbirds. Let's look at Brian Pope, the new pitcher for the Cardinals, replacing Tink Hence. So once again, Hence doesn't pitch in games for very long, but when he does, he's electric. 4 innings, 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. The Mets do better against Hence than pretty much everybody else. 55 pitches and 38 strikes for Hence, who not eligible for a win. Didn't go the 5 innings. Now Pope takes over. "23 years old, Mission Viejo, California, went to College Baptist. Signed by the Cardinals in 2021 as a free agent. And he delivers a ball foul. Raul struck out swinging in the second against Hence. Pope's breaking ball is hit way up, deep left field. Moquette going back. He's at the wall. He looks up. Bye-bye baseball. Raul Baracierta. Towering home run. His 8th of the season. And the Mets are within a run.
What an absolute tank job there by Baracierta. He has been so consistent in the middle part of the season. We have seen his average climb from week to week to week, and this one climbs deep into the night for Baracierta, and they close the gap to just 1. It's 3-2 in Port St. Lucie.
Let's get some numbers on that one. Came on a breaking ball at 81 miles an hour. Exit velocity 103. Oh, baby. 39-degree launch angle, 415 feet. That is a big bop. John, 6.1 second hang time. If you get into the 5-second range with a hang time, that's impressive. To go 6, wow. Warren Saunders in a 1-2 count. Well, that was a pitch that was a little bit below the letters, and Raul did not miss it. Saunders, a lace ball into left field. He's got a hit. And he's the tying run on first with 1 out. Nobody out.
Look out now. The comeback is on for the Mets. Trailing by just 1 run, Warren Saunders gets into that one.
Number 2 designated hitter, Eduardo
That'll bring
Salazar.
Eduardo Salazar to the plate.
Salazar out on the grounder to third base against Hence in the third. He's 0 for 1. Well, the Mets are alive down there in the dugout. Fired up as Salazar whiffs over the top of the first pitch.
They have certainly had a flair for the dramatic this season, especially at Clover Park. So many come from behind wins we could speak of.
This pitch hits the outside corner.
And a lot of those come from behind wins, Adam, have been simply from team baseball, from getting hits in timely situations, picking each other up. That's what they're trying to do right here.
Team plays with a lot of confidence here at Clover Park. Have multiple games where the Mets have been down 4 runs at home and have come back to win. There's a bloop into right field. On comes Romeri to make the catch. And that was another one. That was a hanger really right over the middle. And Salazar, his reaction watching him walk back to the dugout, he knows he missed one.
An opportunity there for Salazar, but the Mets continuing to swing good bats here in the 6th. Excuse me, in the bottom of the 5th. They try to complete a comeback where they trailed by 3 in the 4th inning.
There's Brady Smith. He's 0 for 1, and he will stay 0 for 1. Hit by a pitch and down to first. Ouch. It did sound like that caught him on that elbow guard. Still doesn't feel good.
Smith decidedly nonplussed about that plunking, but the Mets will enjoy a man on first and second with 1 out.
It's bad enough as a catcher. You're squatting back there for 9 innings and 90-degree heat in Florida, and you take foul balls, and you don't want to get hit by one as a batter. Didn't even get a chance to swing or get out of the way. First pitch rides right up in on him. The good news for Smith and the Mets is that pushes Saunders into scoring position as the tying run. Omar takes ball 1 low and away.
maybe for Smith. It looks like he got hit on the left side that time. He got hit on the right hand on his non-glove hand in the first inning by a foul ball. So maybe now he's evened out. That's enough for him for the night.
I think he would have taken just one side being hurt tonight. De Los Santos, John, like you said, the leadoff hitters in this game, 5 strikeouts between the two. So looking to turn that around. Pope nearly falls off the mound. Gets a swing and a miss on the slider. You see that, John? It looked like he stumbled and nearly took a fall.
It did. It looked like his plant foot just kind of gave way. Maybe he wanted to get a little extra oomph on that slider. And he did. He had Omar reaching out in front.
Omar fouls this one away. Strike 2.
See what Omar's 2-strike approach is. As you said, sitting on 2 strikeouts to start the day. No, he doesn't want a third here.
It will be a third, tied up with the fastball inside. So all those sliders away, pitching away. Pope comes back in with the heater.
First baseman, William Lugo.
So this is the matchup, right? You got Lugo scorching hot at the plate with tying run at second base. And he will take this pitch a little low. Good eye. Always looked like it was headed right for the strike zone. Lugo got the Mets party started in the 4th with a double. That was their first hit. He ended up scoring. He's got the 3 doubles and 2 homers in 4 games. He fouls off this one for strike 1. One pitch, a check swing. That's going to be close. It did not go. Pitch trickled away from Bernal, but not far enough for the Mets to advance. You don't want to take a gamble and try to advance on that bouncing ball, not take the bat out of the hands of Lugo. 2-1 pitch. Another good eye. Pope's pitched to Lugo very carefully and very well, but Lugo just not biting.
We talk about it all the time. Lugo possessing one of the best batter's eye on the team. He does continue to lead the Mets. He has 35 walks this year.
3-1 pitch, a ground ball, base hit up the middle. Saunders rounding third. He will score. Heading to third is Smith. Lugo has done it again. He's tied the game at 3. Another clutch hit for William Lugo. 2-out RBI single.
It just seems like all he does is come through in big spots. William Lugo gets that one through the hole between short and second. And the Mets now tied at 3 with the Cardinals. And the comeback is on in Port St. Lucie.
Saw in the replay that pitch caught a lot of the strike zone. And against a hitter like Lugo, the way he's going right now, that's just giving him basically a meatball.
Definitely not the guy you want to miss to.
And that ball was hit on the ground the whole way. Exit velocity, though, 103. I know it's all about launch angle now and getting the ball in the air and over the infielders' heads, but you can hit 103 on the ground. You're going to be okay most of the time. Mets down 3-0, have rallied to tie it within 2 innings. Now, Tillian, a 1-1 count, he's got a chance to give the Mets the lead. Brady Smith, good base running on his part, going first to third on a ball hit to left center. Good read by him. A 1-1 pitch is outside. And we all know by now, John, it's so important at this level of baseball to get to third because the wild pitch is such a factor. I know Pope hasn't spiked any yet, and Bernal's been good back there, but it just takes one. Ball down, Tillian showing a good eye. Junior has flown out and lined out today. Pope, the 3-1 pitch. That one's fouled back. Full count. Runners at the corners for St. Lucie. 3 hits in the inning against Pope. As soon as they get Hence out of the game, they go to work against the new reliever. Payoff pitch, and Tillian pops this one up. Bernal sheds the mask, and he's got room, and he's got the ball right there in the on-deck circle. And that will end the inning. Smith left on third as the go-ahead run, but the Mets score 2 to tie it up. We have a brand new ball game going to the 6th. And John DiStefano with you on this very warm, humid Wednesday night. What a ball game we have, John, so far. Both teams with 3 runs and 5 hits. First place in the division on the line. It's been a fun one so far, and it promises to be an exciting back half of this game. There's a look at Christian Scott. He's back in the action now, activated from the injured list. Missing some time in the health and safety protocols, building back up, and now takes over. He's the Mets' 5th pitcher of the night. A couple of minor league rehabbers in Montgomery and Gonzalez. Juarez and Santos used to finish innings. And now Scott, not a minor league rehab, just a St. Lucie Met. Throws a strike to McKeithen, one of the more exciting pitching prospects the Mets have. 5th round pick last year from the University of Florida. This is his 10th game and his 6th out of the Mets bullpen. And he's working with his old college battery mate, Brady Smith. A couple of Gators. 2-1 to McKeithen, who saws this one off foul to the right. That should reach the stands. Scott hasn't pitched since June 29th, so almost a month of inaction. As this ball is lined into right field by McKeithen, that's going to be a hit. Dominguez gets to it fast, and that's going to hold McKeithen at first base, a long single.
Nice job by Dominguez to cut that one off and keep McKeithen from his 2nd double of the day.
Remember how close McKeithen's double was last time when Bersierta played it off the wall from left, so McKeithen not going to test the waters there. There's Chamberlain, and he takes the ball inside. Scott this year for St. Lucie, 2 wins, 3 losses, 5.74 ERA. Now the numbers don't sound great, but the 47 strikeouts in 31 innings. That's promising. Here's a pop-up in foul ground. Guerrera squeezes out number 1.
Got a quick organizational update for you, Adam. Pete Alonso just took Domingo Germán deep for his 26th home run of the year. That gives the Big Mets a 1-0 lead over the Yankees.
Mad Max's birthday, too, right?
That's right.
38 years old today on the mound in the Subway Series. Do you think he enjoys that?
Oh, you know he does.
You've seen the numbers on Max Scherzer's birthday when he pitches? Something in like a 1.04 ERA. There's a fly for Dominguez in the right field off the bat of Romeri. Caught for out number 2. Romeri had been 2 for 2 with a single and a 2-run homer, but he's a quick out against Scott. Looking to pitch around that leadoff McKeithen single. Keep this game tied at 3. There's a squibber off the end of the bat of Bernal, strike 1. A big win last night for the New York Mets. taking the pressure off by winning the Subway Series opener. Electric atmosphere at Citi Field. Taijuan Walker getting the quality start. Big first inning for Marte and Escobar. Diaz to close it out. 0-1 pitch is fouled away. And the Braves lost today. The Mets can up their division lead to 3 games. They can beat the Yankees tonight. I think it was down to, what, half a game a few days ago? Didn't Austin Riley for the Braves say, like, we're coming, something like that? And they've won, what, 1 game since? I think Mets fans can tell you about the dangers of somebody in their organization telling other teams to come get them. Sometimes that doesn't work out so well. Scott, strikeout pitcher, a 1-2. And Bernal holds up. Bernal is grounded out twice, once to second, one to first. Pitch is popped foul. That one will reach the seats, if not the roof. Not roof ball. Mets make a trip down to South Florida tomorrow, or Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Had a weird schedule coming out of the All-Star break, the Mets. They didn't play Thursday. They played the weekend series against San Diego, off day. 2-game series, off day. It's a lot of off days coming out of the All-Star break. 2-2 pitch, slider swung on and missed. There's the strikeout for Scott. Successful return off the IL for him. Leadoff single. Next 3 go down. 5.5 innings in the books at Clover Park. Mets and Cardinals tied at 3. How about our oversized beer pong player there? Young lady went back left. That's a tough shot. With the wind. Well done. Better than my dad a couple of Sundays ago. Brian Pope returns to the mound for the bottom of the 6th. And, big swing from Carlos Dominguez trying to ambush the first pitch and give the Mets the lead. He's sitting on 16 home runs. Sitting on 15 and 16 for a long time. That's kind of dried up. This pitch misses inside. Going back to that Bear Cierta home run, it was the Mets' 92nd of the season in their 91st game. So they're still pacing a little better than 1 per contest. There's a strike on the inside corner, 1-2. Dominguez has had a nice game, a walk and a double, and an RBI. Both those against Tink Hence. And he pops this one into right center. Romeri and Chamberlain there. It's going to be Romeri. Puts it away for out number 1. See what else is happening around the Florida State League tonight. The unfortunate COVID situation down in Jupiter. Daytona and Jupiter suspended yesterday due to weather in the 3rd inning. And then COVID issues with one of those teams tonight. So by the time they get around to trying to play tomorrow, they will still not have completed a single game in the series. I'm going to try to sandwich in 6 games in 4 days. As this pitch comes inside to Guerrera, it's 2-0. Couple of day games for you. Dunedin beat Clearwater 2-1. Dunedin down 1-0 in the 9th inning with 2 outs. Ties the game. Kelvin DeCastro a 2-out single, and they win it in extras. Tough loss for Clearwater at home. Bradenton pummeled Lakeland 13-5. That brings Bradenton into a virtual deadlock with Tampa for first place in the West. Guerrero takes ball 3 low. Speaking of Tampa, Fort Myers and Tampa doubleheader today. A very late start due to rain in Fort Myers, but Tampa has a 3-2 lead in the 6th inning, so they've played quickly since starting. Still have another one later tonight. Guerrero flies this one into left field, and on comes Moquette to make the catch. Ball just wouldn't sink fast enough for Guerrera.
24, lefty,
2 up, 2 down. That's your Florida State League update, and of course our score here, 3-3. Mets tie Palm Beach for first place with the win. Palm Beach back to a 2-game lead with the victory. There's Bear Cierta, and he spins himself right into the ground. Fouled one off his leg, and Kiyoshi Tada, the trainer, will come in and have a look at Raul in some pain as he pushes himself up. But John, tonight we've seen a few times when he's basically stepped in the bucket on that pitch, busting him inside and tried to turn on it. And this time he accidentally hits himself.
It looked like he may have even contacted his knee with his own bat on that swing. He really tried to keep his hands inside, as you're told to do on inside pitches, but this one well out of the zone. Really a difficult pitch for anyone to handle.
It's the
You
back
hope he's
foot.
okay.
It's the back foot that Kiyoshi seems to be massaging out. Boy, the Mets don't need Bear Cierta injured or compromised. Hitting too well right now. Well, he's up and shaking it out. He's got the bat back, so we'll need an extra moment or two, but will be good to stay in the game. We think. Well, Christian Scott looks like he's 1 inning and done. Saul Gonzalez warming up in the Mets bullpen for the 7th, so another one of these games where the Mets are going to use a lot of relievers. See if the Mets can get a run here and make Scott a pitcher of record.
Gave Bear Cierta all the time he needed to recover, and he looks to be okay. He's going to tough this one out. But something to keep an eye on as he continues this at bat.
Well, he's going to get to run the bases as he rolls one through the left side. All he does is hit. Just hits, and hits some more. Well, on with the leadoff single against Pope. Or rather, 2-out single here against Pope. Let's see if the Mets can do something with that.
Across the last 2 months of baseball, I don't believe there's been anyone on the team as consistent as Raul Baracierta has been at the plate.
Warren Saunders takes a big cut. More strike one. Baracierta is hitting .288 now. Basically worked himself into almost an everyday player. Pitch is up. It's 1-1 on Warren. Backup slider. Good for a strike. 1-2. Pope's pitch. 91 is low. Palm Beach also has a reliever throwing a lefty. They threw 3 left-handed relievers yesterday. Apparently they have another down there. Pope's 2-2 pitch. That's going to be a called third strike on the outside corner, according to the RoboUmp. Saunders really can't really say much to the home plate umpire, can you? Not when the all-seeing RoboUmp makes the call. Well, Bear Cierta gets a 2-out hit after having the injured back foot, but Mets can't score. He played 6 innings. It's 3-3. Big Saul Gonzalez on the hill for the Mets. Having a great 2022 campaign in St. Lucie. 2 wins, no losses, 1 save and 1 try. 12 games. 1 spot start, a 1.90 ERA. He was aiming for a scoreless month of July, but that was wiped out on Saturday. Gave up a couple of runs in 2 innings to Jupiter. And a 4-1 loss. And he faces Sandra Mora now and starts with the swinging strike. Mora is grounded out to short and third tonight. Gonzalez pitches this one up high. So a successful return to action for Christian Scott. Off the IL, 1 scoreless inning, 14 pitches, 9 strikes. 1 hit, no walks, and 1 strikeout. Swing and a miss on the slider. 1-2 on Mora. So this is the 6th pitcher of the night for St. Lucie. Yesterday they used 3 pitchers, each pitched 3 innings. A 1-2 pitch, and that gets a swing and a miss and strike 3 on Sandra Mora. Elevated fastball, and Sewell starts his night with the swinging strikeout. Yeah, yesterday, Jose Acuna started, went 3. Miguel Alfonseca the next 3 shutout for the win, and then Jeffrey Colon the final 3 for the save. This pitch is low. Wonder if there'll be another St. Lucie Met game where the starting pitcher goes 7 innings, and you got a setup guy go 1 and a closer go the last. I don't think that's going to be happening a lot in single A baseball. Doesn't happen in Major League Baseball very often. Used to be just that's the formula, right? Back in the day, not too long ago.
That is correct. Now we see the results of the ever-diminishing start.
A 1-1 slider is a strike. No, now it seems like it's almost a diminishing closer, right? Like how many great closers are there? Used to be every team had a closer. Maybe he wasn't the best. He wasn't Mariano Rivera, but every team had a closer. They had a 9th inning guy. Now it's, unless you really have, Hader or Edwin Diaz, it's, oh, here's a foul ball that bounces up and hits Darlene Moquette in the head. He's okay. If we could get a replay of that.
Okay is easy for us to say up here in the booth, but that did not look comfortable at all, and they're going to give him a second. He certainly deserves it after taking a ball right off the noggin.
He lunges out, makes contact, hits it off the ground, and comes up and pops him. He's right back in. Give him credit. A 1-2, and he will line one into right field, the base hit. And he's got some wheels. He's going to hit the bag at first and go. Here comes the throw from Dominguez, but that will skirt in late. And Darlene Moquette has a 1-out double in a tie game in the 7th. Goes from hitting himself in the head to a double.
Yeah, wow, what can you say about that? What a crazy turn of events from pitch to pitch. 1 second, he's getting hit in the face. The next one, he is slapping the ball the other way. And now with 1 out, the Cardinals have the table set. That'll bring Espinoza back up to the plate, trying to avoid the golden sombrero.
He will ground one right side. That's going to squeak through. Moquette's going to get the green light. He will come in. Here's the throw from Dominguez. It's late. Moquette slides over home plate, does a push-up, and heads back to the dugout with the lead. It's 4-3 Cardinals.
Seeing eye single there for Espinoza, a slow roller, so really Dominguez not with much of a chance to throw the runner out at home, but a speedy Moquette all the way around from second. Cardinals take a 4-3 lead.
So Gonzalez has Moquette 1-2. Chance to strike him out for 2 up, 2 down. Instead, he can't finish him off. It's a double, a single, and just like that, the Cardinals back in front for the first time since the 4th inning. 5th inning. There's the ball in the dirt. Good stop. Brady Smith. So a great start to the month of July for Saul with 4 straight scoreless appearances, but now 3 runs over his last 2, spanning just 2 1/3 innings. Runner goes, pitches grounded into right field, a base hit for Rivas. And Espinoza uses his speed to go first to third. On the right side of the infield opened up there And Rivas goes right that way. 3 straight hits, and the runners are at the corners with 1 out, a chance for more for the Cardinals.
The bat's really starting to open up for Palm Beach in this inning. It's another well-struck ball into right field. Gonzalez needing to settle down here and try to limit the damage to just 1 run.
Well, they're all going the other way, too. All 3 hits just pokes into right field. Not anything particularly hard hit, but sometimes as a pitcher when, I don't know if you become predictable or hittable, but Cardinals had a good idea of how to attack Saul Gonzalez the last 3 times, and now Tavo, pitching coach, will head out for a visit. Chance to tell you what's coming up and the rest of the homestand. Cardinals and Mets play Game 3 of their series tomorrow, a return of the world-famous Dollar Night. $1 Bud and Bud Light, $1 soda, popcorn, $2 hot dogs. Should be good night weather-wise. Good beer drinking night. Be hot and dry.
Port St. Lucie, Adam. Every night's a good beer drinking night.
There you go. Friday night, Kids Club night. Saturday, special jerseys. Purple and gold jerseys for Maddie's Fight Night in support of eradicating childhood cancer. I believe the auction on that starts live tomorrow afternoon. And Sunday, getaway game at 12:10. Mound visit over. Strike 1 delivered to Thomas Francisco. Thought he had a home run, that fly ball in the 5th inning. Caught at the back of the warning track by Carlos Dominguez in right. This pitch low and away. Mets could use a double play ball. They've turned 73 double plays on the year. Throw to first, soft throw to first. Rivas is safe. Rivas caught stealing second base in the 3rd inning. When we contended he was safe, looked like he was. Looked like there was a missed tag. He was called out. Here's a rocket into the right center field gap. That will be chased down by De Los Santos. He throws back across the diamond. So we'll have to pick it up. It's an RBI hit for Francisco to make it 5-3 Cardinals, plating Espinoza. Now that ball had some kind of spin on it. That was ripped heading towards the gap. And look at that tail right back towards Omar. And that held Francisco to a single. That looked like it was heading to the wall. Took the side spin, went right to De Los Santos. Potential 2-run hit off the bat, just a RBI single. Gonzalez getting roughed up for a 2nd straight outing. Throws a ball low to McKeithen. So many times this year, those Victor Ramos mound visits have elicited good results for the pitcher, but not the hardest hit ball by far by Francisco. And the next 2 pitches have been well off the plate. Ball 3 outside. Now, nobody in the Mets bullpen throwing, so this is on Gonzalez. Just 1 out recorded, 4 hits, and 2 runs allowed. Started the inning with the strikeout. Looked promising. And there's ball 4 low. It's the first walk issued by the Mets tonight. Comes on 4 pitches to load the bases. Rivas in 3rd. Francisco pushed up to 2nd, and McKeithen on 1st. And Chamberlain at the plate. I won't say a chance to break this game wide open, but with no reliever throwing, no rescue imminent for Gonzalez, McKeithen can certainly push the lead. Instead, he pops up. Guerrera rounding to it. Tough play. He will reach out, and he can't get it. I know it's a long run, John, but that seems to be a ball that has to be caught given the situation. And it seemed like he was, just kind of backpedaling, side pedaling, and looking up the whole time instead of really racing to a spot. Tough play, but that's one you'd like to make for your pitcher.
You certainly would. And like you said, he made too much of it. He really never turned and committed fully to the rundown. And the ball drops harmlessly.
Now here's a fly into left center. This is pretty short. Bear Sierra's going to make the catch. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's a good one. The tag. Safe. Rivas, the foot ahead of the tag on the helmet. Good throw on the one hop by Bear Sierra, but just not quite in time. A sac fly for Chamberlain. Rivas scores to make it 6-3, and the Cardinals, their second 3-run inning of the game, and their 3-run lead is back.
Tough break there for the Mets. An absolutely gorgeous throw from left by Bear Sierra, his second of the game. This one just behind the runner. The tag not applied in time. The call correct at home. And now the Cardinals a 6-3 lead.
You almost wonder, John, as Omar De Los Santos got there, it would have been better for the Mets if he had been the one to catch that, because he's got the strongest arm on the team, maybe in the league. That was a good throw, a strong throw from Bear Sierra, but I think Omar's going to get it there a little quicker. And now Romeri up. He takes the first two pitches out of the zone, 2-0.
I have to agree with you, Adam, if De Los Santos did have access to that ball, but I don't believe he would have been there in time to turn and make the throw. I think it was more natural for Bear Sierra to field it and throw with his right hand. And on that particular play, just not there in time. But give him credit, the throw was good, but the tag was better. The Cardinals up by 3.
This pitch hits the inside corner for a strike. The throw came in from Bear Sierra to 86 miles per hour. I mean, that's pretty good. There's a fly into right field. Long run for Dominguez. Loses his hat, makes the catch on the line or close to it. That retires Romeri, and 2 base runners are stranded. Good inning, though, for the Cardinals. They plate 3 in the 7th. They have a 6-3 lead. It's stretch time at Clover Park. We're listening to the St. Lucie Mets Baseball Network and watching on MILB TV. Lefty Chris Girard on your screen, the new pitcher for the Cardinals. 4th lefty reliever in 2 games in this series. This is game number 17 for him, a relief appearance number 11. 2-3 with a 3.79 ERA. 38 hits in 38 innings. 16 runs, 23 walks, and 47 strikeouts. He replaces Brian Pope. Didn't pitch all that well, but well enough to be in line for a win. 2 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, no walks, and 2 strikeouts on 43 pitches. Big game for Palm Beach. They've been in first place the entire second half. They know tonight they need to come in and win this game to stay in first. Break a 3-3 tie in the 7th inning. These are things that usually go the other way at Clover Park. Now here is Salazar, and he takes a ball outside. Let's see if the Mets can erase another 3-run deficit. They did it pretty quickly in the 4th and 5th. And Salazar sends one deep out to right center field. Chamberlain giving chase. This ball is down on the grass. And Salazar is going to stop at second with the double. Some of the crowd may be groaning that he's not at third base.
And I think I might agree with him, Adam. Very conservative base running there. He was rounding second when the ball was fielded, so I really think he would have jogged into third had he taken off. But the Mets opting to go what will probably be station to station this inning to keep outs off the base paths.
Now, it looked like he might have been caught watching to see if that was going to be caught, like the rest of us. Not just rounding first base when that ball landed. So, but don't want to be thrown out at third, certainly. And here's Brady Smith getting hit again. Poor guy. On the first pitch, too. He can't even swing the bat.
Well, we thought he was evened out, Adam, but it looks like Brady Smith just a magnet for baseballs tonight.
Last 2 plate appearances hitting the first pitch each time. So no chance to get out of the way. No chance to swing the bat at all. It's, take one for the team, as they say. Now he brings up the tying run. Good start for the Mets here in the bottom of the 7th as they try to answer. We got the top of the lineup batting. Lugo's lurking on deck. De Los Santos pops one up. The Mets will hope that will reach the seats. It will. Ooh, look out. Folks losing track of it. Atlanta 1 row back. Omar, 3 strikeouts tonight. Scuffling. Takes this breaking ball low. A lot of encouraging yelling from the Mets dugout. There's Ronas Ibar fist pumping. Gerard's 1-1 hits the inside corner.
The Mets have shown great propensity to get big hits in big spots this season. None bigger so far for Omar De Los Santos with the table set and no outs.
1-2 pitch. Oh, he swings at a pitch way out of the zone and strikes out for the 4th time. Just seems out of rhythm right now. He gives that one to Gerard. And here's Lugo. A double in the 4th, a single in the 5th that tied the game. He can tie the game again. First pitch, good curveball. 76 for a strike on the outside corner. Salazar on second. Smith on first with 1 out. Gerard's pitch swung on and missed. Goes with the hard off speed again. Lugo stepping all the way out of the box to reset. Oh, 2. Lugo lays off that one. Not a bad effort from Gerard. Don't want to make it too sweet of a pitch. The 1-2. Will bring Bernal out of his stance.
Gerard expectedly being careful here against Lugo, especially with 2 strikes.
Well, he's tried for 2 chase pitches. Now he's got to bring it. Well, this is the pitch. And it's cut on and fouled away. Came right back into strike zone with the off speed. Gerard's 2-2. And this one's off the end of the bat. That's going to go towards second, and it's booted by Espinoza. It was an odd-looking ball off the bat to begin with. And Espinoza rushing to it. Just kicks it. That will load the bases.
Well, he was there in time, Espinoza, but he just took his eyes off the ball as we take another look. The slow roller, he picked his head up before the ball was in his glove as he tried to throw to first, and that will cost the Cardinals. The bases are loaded for the Mets.
And Junior Chilian is up. Tying run is on first base for the Mets. Go ahead run at the plate, and Tillian takes ball one inside. It's ruled an error. A pretty cut and dry E4. Cardinals' #1 defensive team in the league coming in. Missed a chance there. And Tillian swings and misses at the changeup. Junior 0 for 3 today. Just one hit in his return from the All-Star break. You never know how those 4 days off are going to affect different players when he has struggled to get it going. Now would be a great time to come out as he swings over this pitch that's up around his neck. 1-2. Some over-anxious swings in this inning for the Mets when they try to climb back into this game. And Gerard's pitch is grounded to third, foul. Rich did not make the play.
Gerard, after the last 2 pitches, seeing Tilling's eagerness to swing, I'd expect a breaking pitch here.
Oh, right in there for a called third strike, and Tillian surprised himself that he didn't swing. And Gerard's been heavy on the off-speed pitch, change-ups and curves since he's gotten in trouble. Here we go. Dominguez, a league leader in home runs, has a walk and a double today at the plate. First pitch, and he will line one to the chest of the first baseman, Francisco, who will pick it up and run to first for the out. Now the Mets threaten first to reach, no score. Going to send it up to the broadcast booth now. John will be joined here in a second. Right, there he is, popping out from behind. John, tough break there for the Mets. They're down 3 runs, the first and second, no outs. Top of the order coming up, and looked like just some over-eager, anxious swings there.
Yeah, and you said it, just a little eagerness, just too many swings out in front of baseballs. You have to get that cleaned up. They're still only down 3, though, with 6 outs remaining, and some good hitters coming up as well for the Mets. They're still in this.
It's been a fun series so far. Mets a big 6-run second inning yesterday, cruised to the victory. Palm Beach had the 3-0 lead today. Mets tied it at 3. Palm Beach has scored 3. Palm Beach needs to win to stay in first place. So we got a lot of these games coming up against the Cardinals. 3 more after today, 4 more after today, and then 6 more right towards the end of the regular season.
Yeah, and you love to see consequential baseball as the calendar turns toward August. The Mets trying to keep momentum as we veer towards the playoffs, and the Cardinals fighting for first place. They want a piece of theirs.
Yeah, Mets are already in the playoffs. The Cardinals right now, if the second half ended, they would make the playoffs. This would be the playoff matchup in the East Division. So a lot to be decided. I know Jupiter's off tonight as they're dealing with COVID issues with their series against Daytona. So we'll see who it's going to be in the end, but only 2 teams can make it out of the East Division. Right now, the Cardinals and the Mets are looking the best. Got a lot of head-to-head matchups left, 10 total. We'll send it back down to the field and see how the rest of this game plays out as the Mets will turn to their next pitcher, 7th of the night, running out of spots on the score sheet here, Trey McLaughlin. So Saul Gonzalez, who's had a great month of July, has struggled the last 2 outings and giving up 4 hits and 3 runs in his 1 inning of work tonight in the 7th. And now McLaughlin will try to keep it a 3-run deficit. He'll face Bernal, Mora, and Moquette. This is the bottom of the order. And Bernal, the only Cardinal not to hit last inning.
You love seeing Trey McLaughlin into the game. Aside from his skills as a pitcher, I think he has great entrance music.
First pitch, ball 1 to Bernal. Was grounded out twice and struck out tonight, 0 for 3. And he rockets this one into center field, and it's caught on the run by Omar. Not the easiest play for center fielder to make. A low line drive hit right at him and tailed away almost immediately.
I completely agree. I thought he made that one look a lot easier than it was. But Omar, an extremely skilled center fielder, not going to get many past him.
Like to see that, the defense has not suffered tonight with De Los Santos despite the bat, with the 4 strikeouts. Paying attention and on the mark. Now Sander Mora, 0 for 3. Takes a ball and then another. Two-0 pitch is ripped into left. That's going to drop in for a hit to hop out to Bear Cierta. Sander Mora knocks a 1-out single here in the top of the 8th.
Cardinal bats stay hot as they collect their 11th hit of the ball game.
Yeah, the Cardinals, they, as a team, hit .223. That's second to last in the league. Yesterday, they scored 2 runs, 1 on air and 1 on a solo home run. So they did not hit the ball that well, only 6 hits, but they've produced tonight, at least at times. There's ball 1 low to Darlene Moquette. He really got it started in the 7th. And he flies this one deep left field. Bear Cierta tracking. Looks like he's going to have room. Yes, middle of the warning track makes the catch. Again, this is Raul's first game in left field this season. And he's done well for himself out there. He's caught everything hit his way. Nearly had an outfield assist. Moquette has been a thorn in the Mets' side at times this season. Retired. He hit that walk-off home run against McLaughlin down at Roger Dean Chevrolet Stadium in June to win a game, I believe, on a Saturday night. So he nearly homered again against Trey. Ballpark held it. Wind is still blowing out to left. Usually the wind dies when the sun goes down, but Moquette nearly rode it out of the park. Espinoza takes a ball, and then another 2-0. He was 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts coming into his last plate appearance, and he singled to break the tie. So hung in there and comes up with the game's biggest hit. Off-speed pitch too high. It's 3-0. Strike 1 keeps the at-bat going. Runner goes. Pitch is grounded up the middle. Right to Warren Saunders, but it hits the bag. Wouldn't you believe that? And right through the stop sign goes Mora, and he's thrown out at home plate. Not sure what he was thinking. Cadino Octave told him not to do it. He tried to score from first base on a ball that hit the second base bag. It's thrown out quite easily. So that it was going well for the Mets, then hit the bag. It was going well for the Cardinals, and then it went well for the Mets again. What's going on there, John?
Tough to explain what he was thinking, but I'll go ahead and try. He wasn't completely blowing up the stop sign there. Absolutely gunned down at home. Really no chance at all. And the Mets bailed out in that situation by a very poor base running choice.
Well, Omar De Los Santos, one of the easier outfield assists he will have this year. The Mets trying to hang in there. They'll bat in the home 8th, down by 3 when we return. Just a postscript on that last play. So Espinoza credited with a single as Moore was trying to steal, and that drew Warren Saunders over to cover. So Warren was in great position to make the play at second, except the ball hit the bag and winds up in shallow center. And Omar De Los Santos throws out Moore ill-advised, blowing through the stop sign. A note on that Omar De Los Santos throw. Remember how we were saying last inning, a couple innings ago in the 7th, when maybe Bear Cierta should have conceded the fly ball to De Los Santos for the throw home? And Raul throw it home at 86 miles an hour.
What was the speed on Omar's?
95. So that makes the difference, right?
That does.
11 miles an hour and
Absolutely.
a bang-bang play at the plate.
Absolutely.
0-2 pitch is swung on and missed by Guerrera. And a better start to this inning for Girard than the last inning. He gave up a double and a hit by pitch. Well, he did not surrender a run. Overcame a few obstacles.
Number 24, left fielder, Raul Garcia.
There is Garcia. And he fouls one back. Raul's having a good night with the home run and a single. A good day in left field as well. And this one bends him back at 88.
Yeah, I think if you watched him in the field today, I think you'd be surprised to learn that he was out of position, because he certainly hasn't looked it so far.
Pops this one foul. John, make the catch. Whoop, there it goes.
I didn't bring my Stretch Armstrong today, Adam. Couldn't make that one.
Over us, onto the press box roof, and back down to the fans. 1-2, and Raul reaches out wide. Somehow contacts the ball.
Lunging, desperate attempt to stay alive. Does so, but still behind in the count, 1-2.
Raul Garcia, bye baseball. He's left the yard again. His second home run of the night. And it's 6-4. No doubter.
You said it, an absolute tank job from Barricierta. Moquette over in left, didn't even move as that ball sailed well over his head. And Barricierta, with his second blast off of the game, draws the Mets to within 2.
9 on the season for Raul. He might get to double digits in short order. What a mammoth blast that was. In left field, Moquette didn't even bother to turn around. Let's see if that sparks the Mets for some more runs. Here's a hit into center field for Warren Saunders. Now Warren has followed up both of the home runs by Raul with the hit. Exit velocity for Raul Garcia on the dinger, 99 miles an hour, 378 feet. Launch angle 33 degrees. Just a beautiful blast, landing back edge of the Jim Beam Bourbon Bar. And we'll have another mound visit from the pitching coach, Gio Carrera. Salazar due to hit as the tying run. Here come the Mets again. And once again, John, they can't count them out. That home run definitely sparked the dugout. And we're looking down on the field now, and William Lugo's out, and he's in the ear of Salazar, and so is Dominguez, and they're both pointing out to left field. They want him hitting a home run. We can get an angle of that if possible. The pep talk in the on-deck circle.
You love to see Carlos getting excited, giving his teammate a little back rub, a little massage to relax him before this at bat. And this dugout, they are feeling it. The Mets on the comeback has been a tune that has been on repeat at Clover Park this season, and the Mets trying to play it again tonight.
Salazar doubled in the 7th, maybe should have tripled. He put together one good swing against Girard. See if he can do it again. As this breaking ball too high. Well, after that pep talk from Lugo and Dominguez, he's got to be trying for a home run to left. That's where they want him to go. And he takes the big cut and misses. Overreaching, a ball into strike.
You might be able to hear the chatter from the dugout has increased exponentially this inning. A lot of chirping from the Mets side.
Pitch in the dirt. That's fortunate that was a ball, because a bullpen ball got loose from the Palm Beach side. Could have called the dead ball before the pitch was delivered. 2-1 pitch, a big swing and a miss. Not sure any of these pitches in this at-bat have been in the strike zone. The 2 strikes that have been swung at, don't think would have been called strikes. The Mets got a little impatient when they had the bases loaded last inning. And 2-2 pitch, and this one's off the end of the bat.
That one fought off by Salazar, but that was certainly a pitch to hit. Definitely one he could handle on the outside part of the plate. He may not see that one again.
Pitch is up. Full count. Salazar, the tying run. Oh, he's hoping for a home run, but getting on base with the free pass. Be well as Gerard struggling to throw in the strike zone in this at-bat. Here's the ball fouled straight back.
Salazar turning this into a tough, nervy at-bat. Fighting off pitches and staying alive.
Three-two pitch. Runner goes. Pitch is low for ball 4. Salazar, his teammates firmly behind him, draws a walk. 3 straight have reached against Gerard. A home run, single, and walk. And now we'll see if Gerard stays in the game 1 and if Brady Smith actually gets a chance to swing at a pitch. He's been hit on the first pitch in each of his last 2 plate appearances. And it looks like Kadeem Octave is going to come out and make a change. Well, that'll do it for Gerard. Mets had him on the ropes in the 7th, but he got through it. In this inning, a home run, single, and a walk will chase him from the game. And for the first time tonight, Banana Phone or the Mets crowd. Roy Garcia's the new pitcher for Palm Beach. Right-hander, making his 20th relief appearance for the Cardinals. 2-5 with a 5.50 ERA. Does have 7 saves, 38 innings, and 48 strikeouts. He will face Brady Smith. See if Brady can actually get a pitch to hit, a pitch to swing at, period. Ground out and 2 times plunked. First pitch, and he goes the other way. Eager to swing, of course, or anything that doesn't hit him. Saunders at second and Salazar at first as the tying run. Mets once down 3-0, tied it at 3. Palm Beach broke loose for 3 runs. Make it 6-3. The Bears-Sierra home run has brought the Mets within 2. Looks like that foul ball broke the bat of Brady, so he will get a new one. The reason for our slight delay. Garcia's 0-1 pitch outside. Brady had a big hit on Sunday with 2 outs. That Mets win over Jupiter. It takes this pitch for a strike, and look, the way it's caught again doesn't matter. So I know the Mets, that draws the natural reaction from the Mets dugout, saying, "What kind of strike call was that?" All Robert Ginther's doing is saying what's in his earpiece. 1-2, swung on and missed. Smith strikes out. And another chance for Omar De Los Santos. 0 for 4, 4 strikeouts tonight. Another opportunity. They keep presenting themselves. And he break through. I know he has it in him. He's maybe been the best player offensively in the league. On the whole. First pitch, he takes a home run cut and misses. Hitting .268 in 78 games, 18 doubles, 5 triples, 12 homers, 45 driven in, 48 stolen bases. It's a monster campaign. This one, whoa, to the backstop. Way wild, and this will really make it intriguing because that's going to push Salazar, the tying run, into scoring position. Roy Garcia overcooked that pitch.
Just like you talked about earlier, Adam, the prevalence of wild pitches and pass balls at this level much higher than you're used to seeing at the levels above. And now the Cardinals in a spot with men on second and third.
Hit probably ties the game, as this one too high. Been brought to my attention that at second base, Ronis Ibar is actually pinch running. I missed that move earlier, so Salazar not in there. The faster Ibar is in. Here's a ground ball that's going to go foul. And the Mets catch a break or not. If that ball had stayed fair, John, do you think Francisco can tag out De Los Santos? Be close.
It would have been a race to be sure, and that's one that Omar would normally win. I don't know to be sure on that one. I think the Mets would probably take their chances, but the ball ends up foul, and Omar back to the plate with a 2-2 count, 2 gone.
If it's fair, man, Francisco can't turn around and run in the bag. He would have to tag out De Los Santos. I guess the argument would have been if Omar jumped out of the line to avoid a tag, or if he had been past the tag. But it's a moot point. A foul, strike 2. Garcia set, but time is called. That one by De Los Santos. 2-2 pitch. De Los Santos swings and misses. Hard to believe Omar De Los Santos 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts. The tying run stranded at second base. We'll go to the 9th. Palm Beach still up by 2. Trey McLaughlin, a rarity. He's going to attempt to pitch 2 innings. First pitch is a ball high. Only Montgomery, the starter, pitched 2. He logged 2 1/3. Everybody else after that under. First pitch a ball to Rivas. Second pitch a ball as well. Palm Beach looking for an insurance run in the 9th. Looks like Roy Garcia will pitch the bottom half. There's a pop-up. Shedding the mask. Smith circling on the logo makes the catch. Rivas retired. On the foul out.
Number 12, first baseman Thomas Francisco.
Thomas Francisco up now 1 for 4 tonight with an RBI hit in the 7th. One of the 3-run 7th. And he pounds one foul. John, it was pointed out to me by official scorer Bill that if your name is Gonzalez, you gave up all the runs for the Mets tonight. Harold Gonzalez and Saul Gonzalez. All 6 runs against the Gonzalez name. Another baseball oddity. Is there an advanced stat for that?
If not, there will be.
Reminds me of the movie Little Big League. The Twins broadcaster. As this ball is grounded to first, right under the mitt of Lugo. And then a misplay in right field by Dominguez. We're going to have 2 errors on 1 play. Lugo missing, didn't get the glove down and dirty. Dominguez took his eye off the ball, didn't have it in the glove when he went to catch it, pick it up. Francisco was poised to stay on first base. And he's on second instead of being back on the bench.
A pair of lapses in concentration by the first baseman and right fielder. No excuses for either on the play. They both simply took their eyes off the ball.
4-error game for the Mets. Mets again, one good defensive team. They entered the All-Star break, I believe, tied for first in the league. Well, they were first in the league in the middle of that Dunedin series, and it went south after that. And 4 errors today, they'll drop a little lower. And here's McKeithen. Big game for him. He's not been retired. Now, this is the McKeithen that got the Mets in that 6-game sweep down in Jupiter last month. Hard hit ground ball. Sliding stop by Guerrera. Checks the runner. Perfect, though, to first. There it is. He just doesn't need time to think about it. The natural instincts for Guerrera take over. The spin around slide, the check the runner, to play to first. You can't draw it up any better.
Nope, a perfect play there by Guerrera at third. And, man, you have to feel for him. You know he wanted that one so bad after what he's experienced these last couple of weeks.
The 2 ground balls that he's had very routine to him, where he's had all the time, are the ones that he has struggled on tonight. But that one, the hot shot with the sliding action, the check the runner, very natural movements there. And a good throw. Here's Chamberlain swinging and missing. And it also took that kind of play to stop McKeithen. He had a double, a single, a walk, and a hit by pitch tonight, and he nearly had a third hit. Might have brought in an insurance run.
It may end up being a very crucial play for the Mets to keep this lead at just 2 for the Cardinals.
There's a pitch for a strike on the corner. It's 0-2. In the bottom of the ninth, the Mets are going to have who they want coming up, and Lugo, Tillian, and Dominguez. And a couple of batters after that, Bear-Cierta.
If the Mets are able to pitch their way out of this inning through McLaughlin, that Bear-Cierta home run last inning will loom very large.
Here's a fly ball to right field, and Chamberlain got underneath it. Dominguez will make the catch in the night sky to end the inning. So the error, 2 errors on the one play don't hurt the Mets. Good job by McLaughlin. 2 scoreless innings. Mets will have a shot in the bottom of the ninth when we come back. It's 6-4 Palm Beach. Mets trying to make this a dramatic bottom of the ninth, trailing by 2. Lugo will lead it off for the Mets. Against Roy Garcia. And Garcia pumps in a strike at 95. Garcia struck out Smith and De Los Santos to get out of the jam in the 8th. So maybe he's thinking that he's through the hardest part of his night. This pitch is a ball low.
Well, if he thinks that, he hasn't seen what William Lugo has been doing lately for the Mets. He has been a very tough out.
Swings and misses at this sharp slider. It's a 1-2. Lugo tonight reaching 3 times. Takes this ball in the dirt. A double, an RBI single, and then the error in the 7th inning. So he is 2 for 4. Two-two pitch outside. Lugo walking across the plate.
He has shown time and time again his ability to take pitches off the plate, look at them for balls.
And he will single into left field.
Just what the doctor ordered for St. Lucie. All they needed was a base runner to get things started here in the 9th. And once again, the drama is here at Clover Park. They will send the tying run to the plate in the form of Junior Tillian.
Lugo right on it. He's got 3 hits tonight. Now here is Tillian working on an 0 for 5 night. And he will fly one deep left center field, and this one will stay in the park. Got a rise out of the crowd. And Moquette, that was actually a dangerous catch. Now reach out in left center gap. Boy, John, off the bat, the trajectory looked really good. Judging by Tillian's reaction, he knew he missed.
He certainly gave that one a ride, but lifted it just a bit. We're talking fractions of an inch away from a tie ball game.
Yeah, he hit that 90 miles an hour off the bat. Not quite hard hit. Here is a foul ball into the Mets dugout by Dominguez, who is 1 for 3 with the double. Good stop by Bernal. Lugo short lead off first base, not going anywhere. Too important as this pitch is swung on and missed. When it goes between the legs of Bernal, and that is going to be, I'm guessing, a wild pitch or a pass ball. Going to be one or the other. Well, it does a couple of things. One, it takes away a potential game-ending double play. Puts a runner in scoring position, but again, for the Palm Beach standpoint, their worry is with the runner at the plate, with the batter at the plate in Dominguez, the tying run. And he takes the called third strike. He's going to linger and argue it, but as you can see, Ginther just points to his ear. Said, well, that's what they told me. Nobody argues the automated strike zone more than Dominguez. Displeased, but been that way all season. It's a strike. And so it comes down to Guerrera.
Perhaps the St. Lucie Met that's had one of the roughest goes of this season.
He got the Mets off the hook on Sunday, that 3-run homer. Mets were really scuffling, needed a big hit in a bad way, and he hit the 3-run homer, and Mets really have been clicking since. Looking for a 2-out hit to keep the game going. Breaking ball is outside from Garcia. A single, a fly out, and a strikeout in the inning. Change up for a strike. And the Mets are down to their final strike tonight. Garcia set. The 1-2. Guerrera will lay off. They'll go walking off second. Cardinals not paying much attention to him. It's all focused on the 2-2 pitch to Guerrera. Here it comes from Garcia. Ball 3. You know who's waiting on deck. Bears Sierra with 2 home runs tonight as the winning run. And unless Garcia can pump in a strike, if he's wayward on a pitch, then Bears Sierra will hit. And now, this is interesting visit by the catcher Bernal right in the middle of the at-bat. Ahead of a 3-2 pitch. Now you want to be on the same page, but do you risk getting Garcia out of a rhythm here?
I think that visit is built on the rapport that Garcia has with his catcher Bernal. They know what they want on this pitch. We'll see if Garcia can bring it.
Well, here it is, the pitch of the night, and it's going to be pop foul. We'll do it again. Looked like a pretty good pitch from Garcia. And Guerrera plays spoiler.
Let's give Justin some credit for staying alive in this at-bat. He has not gone down easily tonight.
Garcia set with another payoff. And it's going to be floated into center field. Chamberlain late breaking, but is there to make the catch. And Raul Bears-Sierra with 2 home runs tonight is left in the on-deck circle as the winning run. He won't get a chance. That's a credit to Roy Garcia. After giving up the leadoff hit to Lugo, gets the next 3 to close it out for the Cardinals, who win the game 2 of this series by a final score of 6-4. They form that happy high five line between the mound and second. Give them credit. They needed to come in here tonight, get a victory to stay in first place, and they did just that. They will increase their division lead from 1-2 over the Mets. Palm Beach now 15-11 in the second half. The Mets drop back to 500 at 13-13. Palm Beach led early. Mets tied it. Palm Beach broke loose with the 3 runs in the 7th. And then good relief pitching from there on out kept the Mets from tying the game again. Our winning pitcher was Pope. Saul Gonzalez, the losing pitcher. And Garcia picks up his 8th save. We'll take a break, come back to Clover Park with the postgame show to wrap up Palm Beach's 6-4 win over St. Lucie.